Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual pricing for $5,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 78-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend is going directly to our website at funeralfunds.com. We have these quoters on just about every page, and you can just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount you're looking for. Put your birthday in here, fill out the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now, and it will take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies that are going to offer the lowest pricing based off your age and the state that you live in. You can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. One of our agents can do all that for you so that you don't have to figure that out yourself. Now, one of the first things this 78-year-old male should really figure out if he's looking for $5,000 worth of insurance is that $5,000 going to take care of his final expense needs? Typically, that would be either a cremation or a burial. So let's start with cremation. The average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is right around $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony, including the cremation, that's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500 roughly. Now, as far as what kind of coverage you should be looking for that cremation policy where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically recommend somewhere between $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now, you might be saying, well, Randy, if the cremation's only $2,000, how come we're looking at $5,000? Well, the reason is you're 78 years old and you probably, you might make it to 88, right? And we just want to make sure that we have some extra funds in there that if you are blessed to live a long time, that we're going to be able to keep up with inflation and that there's going to be enough money for your family when that time comes. So yeah, what it does is it just inflation proofs your plan. And then, God forbid, if you did die a little sooner, there's also some extra money up front just to take care of any kind of other unanticipated final expenses, maybe medical expenses or credit card expenses or something like that. So if you're going to do the cremation with the ceremony, we would typically recommend probably around $7,000 to $10,000. Again, that's inflation proofing the plan. And then also it's providing a little bit money on the front end just in case you just don't live as long as you thought you did. Now, for a burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, it'd be hard to imagine they wouldn't accept that. Just understand it's not going to be a fancy funeral at $10,000, but it's hard to imagine they would say, nope, we're not going to do it, and make you walk out the door and walk 2 blocks down to their competitor and give them the check. So just understand it's on the low end of things right now. And if you're looking for a $5,000 policy, $10,000, that's not going to cover $10,000, that's for sure. But what a lot of people would be doing is maybe they had $5,000 or $7,000 or $10,000 of insurance before, and at the time they got that, it was fine, but now inflation has creeped up and they just need a little bit extra insurance to take care of that last little bit. That's something we can certainly help out with. But in most cases, if you don't have insurance, most people are going to be looking at, if you're 78 years old, probably between $10,000 to $15,000. We typically wouldn't recommend up to $20,000 for a 78-year-old because statistically, us guys don't live as long. So that should do it. Also keep in mind that if you're on a fixed or limited income and, $15,000 is too expensive, get the $10,000 right now. Get that locked in at your youngest age. We can always add more coverage later, but at least that takes care of the most immediate needs. Now, sometimes people will call us up and they'll say, hey, we want to get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. And the reason we want to do that is just want to leave some money behind for the kids. Well, I can tell you kind of one thing, at age 78, that's going to be fairly expensive to get that much insurance. And really, if you wanted to do that for the kids, you should not have waited until age 78. Now, can we accommodate that? In many cases, yes. It's just that it gets expensive at age 78. So if you're not on a fixed or limited income and you're just better, kind of more well off financially, we can certainly help you out there. But yeah, what we would typically recommend, take care of your final expenses first. And then if you want, we can always follow up with a separate policy for the kids. Now, one thing we always recommend is first day coverage or benefits. And what that means is, hypothetically, if your policy were approved and issued today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write out that check for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever it is. That's the best coverage you can get out there. We do not recommend those 2-year waiting period plans. No, we do not. We'll talk about that in a moment here. But yeah, the first day coverage is really ideal. Now, sometimes people will say, hey, Randy, I do like that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health, and I'm worried I may not qualify. And really, at that point, we say, hey, that's our responsibility, not yours, at least from an insurance standpoint. And that's why we work with so many different insurance companies, because they all have different underwriting requirements. They all ask different health questions. And right now, we're right around 95%. We're getting people approved for first day coverage or benefits. So we're terrific at what we do. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get you into a first day coverage plan is if you waited too long and you had some really significant health issues. Like maybe you had a terminal illness that you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you are in a hospital or in a nursing home, something like that. If that were the case, we typically refer you out to a different insurance company. Something that always seems to happen, seems like on a weekly basis as well, is we'll get somebody that will call up and they'll say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have any money. And now the body's down at the funeral home and the funeral home director's not going to do anything until he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get the funeral home paid. And we have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that is going to offer a policy on somebody who's already dead. It's not the way this insurance works. You have to be alive to get this insurance. And it's so sad that this person passed away and didn't take care of this. They knew they were going to die someday. They probably looked at this insurance in the past and they just didn't do anything about it. And then they just went and died. And now their families have to figure out a way to pay for this. And typically those families are going to have to put it on a credit card, like 26% interest. And it takes them years and years and years to pay this stuff off. But what a terrible legacy to leave behind. You may have done everything else right for the rest, your entire life, and then you get to this last thing and you mess it up, and it just has all these negative memories and really impacts your legacy. So don't be that person. If your budget's tight, we can help you get some coverage right now. We can always help you add more coverage later. Now, one thing we don't recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. Now, if you didn't know this, Colonial Penn's a fairly well-known company. I think it's just because they advertise all the time. I think they've got commercials playing every 7 minutes on TV, it seems. But yeah, Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan, that's a 2-year waiting period plan. Ouch. Yeah, ouch. You didn't know that, probably. Yikes. And Colonial Penn's not the only insurance company that does that. There's other ones. Mutual of Omaha, the United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, man, it's just a host of other companies. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 78-year-old male probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn commercials. And he's probably thinking, I outsmarted the insurance company. I waited until age 78, and now I'm probably going to get like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 worth of insurance for $9.95, because that commercial sounds so good. I have found my time to get my insurance. And then our 78-year-old talks with the Colonial Penn agent or gets on their website like we've done for you here. And he sees that 1 unit of coverage for $9.95, is only going to provide $468 worth of coverage. So $468 worth of coverage, that's not even coming close to a cremation. That's just, I don't know what that will cover, but it's woefully inadequate. And there's some people out there that say that some of these insurance companies, they offer these really low teaser rates. And they say that they offer them not to sell you the teaser rates, but actually just to attract you to give your information over to them. They can get it in their marketing funnel. And then once they get you on the phone, they will actually show you how meager, how low, how minuscule that coverage is, and then try talking you up into a more expensive plan that is more profitable for the insurance company. Now, we would never say Colonial Penn does anything like that, but boy, there's some people that say that, and I guess you will have to kind of just determine in your own head if that's kind of what's going on for $9.95 when you can only get $468 worth of coverage. So let's kind of do some math here. Let's try to figure out what $5,000 would be. I have a feeling it's going to be about 10 or 11 units because you can't get 5,000 on the nose. Nope. Not at age 78. You got to play around with these per unit numbers. There's 10, 11. There we go. That's probably as close as we'll get. 5,148. That's going to cost you $109, basically $110. Is that a good deal? Let's go look at some first day coverage and see what this would be. So we've got $5,000 for a male, age 78, right here. We're going to click Get Quote now. And again, this is roughly $5,000 for $110. And when we go over here, look at this. We can get it for around $61, $62, $63. So, think about that. Would you rather get $5,000 for $61, or would you rather get $5,148 for $109? So, yeah, Colonial Penn, they are not quite 200% higher, but they are right up there. They are right up there in this case for this age. So you got to ask yourself, why would you ever overpay that much insurance? Because that's $60. That's about $50 more. Why would you overpay $50 a month, knowing that you're going to overpay that $50 a month for the rest of your life? And why would you overpay knowing that you're going to have a 2-year waiting period as well, which, if you can qualify for first day coverage, you should never get a 2-year waiting period. But yeah, overpaying $50 a month times 12 months, you're going to overpay $600 a year. After another 10 years, you will have overpaid right around $6,000. Even if you make it 5 years, you've overpaid $3,000 on a $5,000 policy. So yeah, you got to be a smart consumer, and it's okay if you're not. But if you're not a smart consumer, let us help you be a smart consumer, and we can help you find out what you're going to qualify for. Because like this plan here, level, that's a level plan, meaning first day coverage, and that's what you want. So yeah, just don't fall for kind of some of these marketing tricks out there and teaser rates and stuff like that. Let's look at some other companies here. We'll go up a little bit. And you'll be able to check out all these different insurance companies. Oh, here's one, Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess, except, holy cow, look at that pricing. It's way up there. And it is level coverage, right? So that's good. But yeah, it's so much more expensive. And the reason is Lincoln Heritage has got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 funeral homes to get the lowest pricing for you and maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. They charge for that. Yeah, so you just got to be careful, because this is like $81 versus $61. So basically a $20 difference. So $20 a month times 12 months is going to be an extra $240. And then if you live 10 years, you're going to overpay $2,400. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying an insurance company an extra $2,400 roughly to call 2 or 3 funeral homes and do maybe a couple of other things that may only take an hour or so to do? A lot of people would say that's a pretty hefty payday for the insurance company. We would tend to agree. We would rather see that money in your bank account versus an insurance company's bank account. So we'd always recommend, let us help you and get you approved for one of the lower rates. And then what we provide free of charge is a free funeral and estate planning guide. And you can download that off your website, our website. And then once you print it out, download that off our website and then print it out. And then once it's printed out, just fill it out. Just write in who gets what and what goes where. and what you want done after you're gone, and then keep it with your insurance policy. And then when you do pass away, your family members will be able to go to that one place and they'll understand exactly what needs to be done. And they can just execute your wishes, and they'll have the peace of mind knowing that they're doing everything exactly as you wanted it. And you provided them money to do it. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. What a wonderful gift of love that they will know that you not only protected them in life, but you actually protected them in death when you wouldn't be around, which was actually when they would need you the most as well. So what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. And we can help you with legacies like that. So go to funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quote for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, where you can get the lowest rates and find the best companies. You can also call us at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can run all those rates, help you answer any questions. But yeah, if you've got an existing policy and you want to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal, or you just want to add coverage to that, we can help you out with that. If you are looking for a brand new policy or just have some questions or want to understand maybe some options that are going to be best for you, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to helping you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money in the future. We will be blessed to help you with that. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.